Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Taylor Swift, the one-woman army who rocked Apple to its core. Yeah, clever one, that one. Now, as a chartered accountant, I'm required to give a legal disclaimer before I begin that says, everything I'm about to tell you should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. So let me begin. Now, they say romance is dead. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm living proof that that's not the case. Because I've just taken my beautiful wife, Samantha, away on table 6, everybody, for a romantic city break. Our first time away in 4 years without our children. Wonderful, isn't it? You know, Bicester Village at this time of year is quite busy, but, you know, I needed to buy some suits, so off we went. And wives are so competitive, aren't they? So competitive. By lunchtime, she'd bought pretty much everything. She's got bags out here, and I know because I'm carrying them. And she starts to get a bit worried. Have I spent too much? Well, yeah, of course you have. And I should have seen this coming, because this time of year, she's following me around the house with her laptop, asking me if I want to buy certain stuff for certain people who I don't even know. But anyway, she felt a little bit bad, and she looked out into the distance, and she spotted an epiphany. She spotted the one shop that we'd not been in. Wow. And she turned to me and she said, darling, she talks like that sometimes. She said, darling, how about Samsonite? And I turned to her and said, what a jolly good idea. The perfect place to buy a 3-piece suit. Case. Ah, dear, oh dear. Anyway, so we're coming out of Bicester Village, and it's crowded. There's loads of people there. And you know what it's like when you're crossing the road and you're waving people across. We all do it, don't we? We all do it. We won't admit it, but we all do it. We don't like to make much effort, but we like to look as though we're making effort. And we do something like this. You've seen it. We do this. And it's penguins off to the Arctic. Anyway, so we had all this shopping, and we decided that we'd go back to the hotel, 5-star no less, and we'd have a romantic dinner for 2. So we get dressed in all our finery, and we walk into the restaurant. And there it is, a table in the corner, a candle on the table, and we sit down and we gaze lovingly into one another's eyes. Wow. And then we do what all married couples do. We engage in intellectual, thought-provoking, loving conversation. And she says to me, who are you? Sorry, how are you? I said, I'm very well, thank you. How are you? How was your day? Yeah, it was great. What should we order? And then we look at our watch. I wonder what the kids are doing. Should we phone the grandparents? And off we go. But kids, you've got to love them, haven't you? And trust me, with my 2, only the parents could love them, because we've got a 2 and a 3-year-old. I know. I didn't read the manual, but it's too late for that. But anyway, so great little boys. And Samantha, is that you snoring there on the table 6? Yeah, she gets very tired, you see, or maybe it's just my jokes. But anyway, we used to have an alarm clock, but we don't need that anymore, because she gets woken up regularly now by this sound, and it goes something like this. Will you wipe my bottom? And sometimes it's even the kids. But anyway, so we had a holiday in the summer. People have holidays in the summer. We had a holiday. Summer's a good time to have a holiday, so we had a holiday. And we went to Gran Canaria. And they say holiday is the best time to forget your problems. So I tried to forget one of the kids, but not in the true Home Alone style. I tried that, but as we pulled off the drive, she realised, and I had to go back in and get him, but better luck next time. But no, in one of those automatic lifts. And if you've ever lost a 2-year-old in a lift, you'll know what I mean. It went something like this. Ah! And that was me or her. But it turns out that Guess the Level is quite a good game. It beats Candy Crush, and we're pleased to know that actually we found him, eventually. So, we've heard about Christmas tonight already, but Christmas is coming, yeah? The nights are getting darker, the Christmas decorations are out, and I love it. The log fire and all of that good stuff. And this is the time that always reminds me of that well-known horror film. You know the one I mean, that was popular in the year? Remember that one? It was the one, I forget the name, it was with the snowman that kept melting. Remember that one? Frozen. Let it go, let it go. You didn't realise it was X Factor, did you? But yeah, I wish I could let it go. But my eldest Charlie, he absolutely loves it. And he said to me, Daddy, can we go to the matinee? So I said, yes, okay. The matinee is the safest time to take your kid to the cinema. And the reason being, because you know, and Dad's in the audience, you'll understand this, you know at some point, your son or daughter is going to realise that Mummy isn't there. And when that happens, you don't want to be anywhere near them. So we got to the matinee, and obviously it's a film about princesses. So we go in, there's not many people there, a couple of ladies, a couple of daughters, and we sit down. And Charlie says to me, Daddy, I said yes. And he said, Daddy, I said yes. And he said, Daddy, I need a wee-wee. I thought, well, it could be worse. So normally I let him go on his own, but I decided on this occasion we do some male bonding. Because ladies, we do that, you know, males, we do that. And off we toddled. Opportunity for a bit of sword fighting, and we toddled off, and we came back. And just as the credits were about to roll, he turned to me and said, Daddy, I said yes. And he said, Daddy, I said yes. And he said, Daddy, you got a big wee-wee. Well, I didn't know whether to thank him or spank him. Thank you for that, Charlie. So I wanted to finish with a little bit of marital conversation. And gentlemen in the audience, you'll know that your wives like to give you jobs. My wife loves giving me jobs. I tell her I've got a job, but she doesn't believe me. There's always another job to do. But we're very, very organised in our house because she has the pink jobs. And in return, I get lots of blue jobs. That's blue jobs, people in the audience. So anyway, she, when my youngest Maxie was born, she sent me off to the bank. She wanted me to open a bank account for him. And when he was 2, I decided I'd get round to it. So that was 2 years on. And I toddled off to the bank. And if you've ever opened a bank account for a small person, it can be quite difficult. And I've got all my ID. They ask you all these questions. Who are you? What do you do? What's your waist size? And all this other random stuff. But then the bank teller asked me one particular question which completely threw me. The stupidest question I've ever heard. And she said to me, Mr. Gray? I said, yes, because that's my name. She said, Mr. Gray, I've got a question for you. I said, yes. She said, are you the controlling adult? And I looked at her and said, are you absolutely mad? He won't do a damn thing I tell him. So, I came on to Taylor Swift, big fan of Taylor Swift, and now it's time for me to make a swift exit. You've been absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night. See you again soon. Bye-bye.